Welcome everybody back to another episode of Trekverse, where today I'll be reviewing the USS Enterprise from Star Trek Beyond NCC-1701-A, and I'll be using renders from Daniel Broadway. Thank you very much for letting me use these work of yours, and I'll also be comparing them against the concept art from the designer of the USS Enterprise NCC-1701-A, Sean Hargreaves, and I'll be including a video from Star Trek Beyond itself, a short clip, and a short clip from Daniel Broadway. This movie was made by Paramount Pictures. It was directed by Justin Lin, who did a fabulous job, and of course produced by J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot Productions. So let's just dig right into it. This time-lapse recording footage at the end of the Beyond is absolutely the best introduced Enterprise yet, and we can see a lot of detail. I could do a video just solely on the 360 time-lapse footage, and we can see it's being constructed. The neck is kind of reminiscent of the Galaxy class Enterprise D. This looks like it could successor operate just like it did in the refit did in Beyond. And you can notice that the Photon Torpedo launcher is very similar to the Prime Enterprise A, and we can see that this is also doing the bridge module, very Gene Roddenberry idea. And then we can see the beautiful nacelles retaining that Matt Jeffries tubular rounded look. And I think that's what a lot of people had a problem with, was with the 09, that the nacelles were, the housing just was a little bit too much and made them look too much bulky, and the refit was too skinny for my taste. But I'll do a video on the refit later, and very detailed work. You can see the little guys, the Starfleet officers constructing if you hit the pause button when you're watching the video. And very nice Aztecing. And then we see the NCC-1701-A. And she's about to lift off. So now let's take a look at the concept art from Star Trek Beyond. We notice that it's sleek, sharp, and the nacelle placement is vastly different. And with this render, you can really see it. This is the true successor to the Enterprise family. And now we're coming up on the side shot right here, and we can see that the neck is straight and the pylons are in a triangular shape. And then we can see with the render that the nacelle struts are more contained. There's the shuttle bay is separate, and the neck has a curvature to it, and it is a beauty. And we can see that the nacelles are more Matt Jeffries-like. They're more tubular, as you can see. And look at that neck. It fixes some design problems that has plagued the Constitution class, in my opinion. This is the perfect looking neck. And that we notice that the engineering section is more streamlined, a little bit shorter. Actually a lot. And then we have the bottom view looking up. We can see sort of the Cobra head design. And then here's the side view. Wow, look at that. That's impressive. The Klingons would definitely fear this. And then let's look at the back end concept art. And we notice that it's very, very little small shuttle bay. And we can see the sweeping lines with the concept art. And of course, in the render, the shuttle bay is a little bit larger. I would like to see the body of the star drive section a little bit, for Star Trek 4, a little bit widened. And then we see that the top side view, very sleek, very aggressive looking, majestic. And then we see kind of at this angle from the render that is very eagle-like. That's my impression, kind of like eagle wings. I really do like how the nacelle struts are connected, and here's like a lower bottom view, and this really pays homage to Matt Jeffries' original classic design. And then here's a kind of like a side view, and I do love the nacelles. I think that the nacelles are a much better improvement over the 09 version. More Matt Jeffries like, more tubular. And then we see kind of like a side front, very aggressive looking. The Klingons would definitely fear this. And then from the top view, wow. I mean, it just, all the lines just flow together. And then here we have the bottom view. Wow. This is my favorite Enterprise design. I think Matt Jeffries is applauding in heaven for this. And we can see with this comparison shot that the nacelle placement is more in line with the Prime timeline Enterprise. And I think it's a big improvement because in the 09, the nacelle were too close together. And we see that there's a difference in the deflector dish. We can also see that the Photon torpedo launcher is more Prime-like with the Enterprise A. The biggest improvement I see is the nacelles, and they don't have that housing like the 09 does. And it's more tubular, more in line with Matt Jeffries, and the saucer section has more of that knife edge. Very crisp and clean looking. And here's the back of the Shuttle Bay. And the nacelle placement of the Enterprise A seems more natural, and it seems way too close on the 09. And I do like the thrusters a lot better with the NCC-1701-A. And then here we are coming up on the side view. We can really see the differences in the saucer, the neck, the nacelles, and the nacelle struts. I really am pleased with the Enterprise A, especially with the nacelles. I didn't care too much for the 2009 housing. I really like the more back to the Matt Jeffries design. And then here we are looking at the top view, and I do like the star drive section of the 2009. Maybe it'll be a little bit thicker for Star Trek 4. And then we have a bottom view, and both these look fantastic. And the space of the nacelles is on the A is more in line with the Prime Universe counterpart. And I was really impressed on how that they put the NCC-1701-A USS Enterprise on the bottom part of the saucer. It was kind of blank in the 09 version, and then we're coming up on all three of them, and we can see changes on from when it went to 2009 to the refit and to the A. And then we have the impulse engines, all vastly different. A lot of people were confused, and I think this meme really shows how different they are. And here are the comparison on how similar that the new A is to the original Constitution class 1701. And then here is a comparison between the two A's, one Prime, one Kelvin universe. Beautiful. The Enterprise A from Beyond really pays tribute to its past, to the refit, and to the original Enterprise. And then we are coming up on the comparison shot of all three. Great design lineage. You can see it's in the family of the Enterprise. And then here is Daniel Broadway's video of the Enterprise going into the beyond. And from the wiki, Memory Alpha, the USS Enterprise A was designed by Sean Hargreaves, who described it as evolutionary rather than revolutionary. In its relationship to its predecessor, which has been designed by Ryan Church, Hargreaves also stated that the Enterprise A was designed with the vulnerabilities of the previous Enterprise being reinforced. He partially based the new ship on a model of the earlier vessel. The only other ship he used as a design influence was the original Enterprise, designed by Matt Jeffries, which he had always liked, extremely so he included several visual nods to it, such as changing the rim of the saucer to a near vertical angle, to a near 45-degree angle. Hargreaves also altered the silhouette of the craft, whereas the neck had always leaned forward and the nacelles had always leaned back. He wanted to change the leading edge of those aspects so that they were vertically straighter. Like the Prime Reality refit Constitution class Enterprises, the Enterprise A also has its name inscribed on the ventral side of the primary hull. The ship's registry number is listed above the name in a manner highly similar to the Prime Reality's Galaxy class. The Enterprise also includes 6 large windows in the bottom of its secondary hull, similarly to the Prime Reality refit. I just would like to thank you guys for tuning in. This was an honor to do this episode because this ship is such a beautiful piece of art. Sean Hargreaves has done a beautiful job, and of course Justin Lin for directing this movie, and of course Bad Robot Productions. I feel like this has infused lifeblood into the Kelvin Timeline franchise, and I hope to see Star Trek IV with the new Enterprise A in it. And of course Star Trek IV will be directed by Quentin Tarantino, and I will be doing a video on his interviews and what's led up to the new movie. I would like to thank you guys for tuning in once again. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and if you have any comments, concerns, or constructive criticisms, it would be well appreciated. Thank you again.